Hello everyone, and welcome to my very first studio vlog. This is like one of my favorite types of content to watch from other artists and creative people, so I thought I'd finally make one of my own with my face in it. I've got quite a busy week this week. It's the first week of December, so I thought I would take you along on everything that I do. I've got 2 commissions to work on. I have a mural that I'm putting up. I have 2 markets. I have one on Saturday and one on Sunday, so I need to do some prep for that. And I'm also going to try and participate in Kidlit Postcard, which is a hashtag every first Thursday of the month. It's kind of like a digital postcard way. It's like a way to send your work out to like editors and agents and everything, so I always try and participate in that. So I think I'm going to try and make a new illustration for that, but we'll see how realistic that is. So yeah. I also forgot to mention that I also had a class this week. It was the last day of my basics of drawing class with adults. I usually just teach youth classes, but this year I've been branching out into adult classes as well. And this one was so much fun. They did absolutely amazing. I teach in the early afternoon, so it's a majority of retired people or people with flexible schedules. And I think that they're just my crowd because they're so easygoing and just happy to be there, which is great. Um, and they did amazing. Like a lot of them hadn't had any drawing experience, at least since they were young, like kids. So they were amazing. They did so well. I have to remember to take photos of the work from my adult classes because they blow me away every time. And they're so hard on themselves, but they really are just amazing. So that was another thing I had to do this week. Then this commission was commissioned by um, the father of this family, who is represented by the dragon in this painting. His wife is meant to be the phoenix, and their daughter is meant to be like a combination of a dragon and a phoenix. And they asked that she be lilac colored or like a purple color just because her name was Lila, I believe. Or not was, but is Lila. And I loved working on this commission. It's the first time anyone's commissioned me to do a dragon or dragons in general, and I love painting dragons. And this was a lot of fun because I don't do a lot of like pieces where it's multiple dragons kind of interacting with each other. So I think I'm definitely going to have to start doing some more of those because this was just so much fun. I loved how the colors came out. I'm really happy with the background clouds and how they came out. And I had to get this one done this week because he was picking it up at one of the events I had that weekend. So I had to make sure that it was ready to go and dry in time for me to package it up for him. They loved it. They were so happy with it. So I'm so excited that I got to work on something like this. And I would love to do it again. If anyone wants to commission me to paint a dragon for them or a phoenix, I'm more than happy to do it. Got my studio assistant doing what she does best, finding that good sunbeam to keep her nice and toasty. So these are reprints of prints that I've already have in my store. This one I'm out of stock of. Let's see. So this landscape has been really popular at markets this season. So I decided to get it reprinted. It's just like a 5x7 little landscape. I love it, and I'm always surprised when I have a print that sells out. So I'm really excited that Ava just moved the camera. So I'm really excited that I can restock something that people like. So that's a restock. And then this, since it's the first week of December and I've only got 2 more markets left for the year. They're both, obviously I talked about this before, but they're both this weekend. And so I just wanted to make sure I had enough of my Christmas card packs in stock. So it's a pack of 6, 3 different card designs. So this is kind of what they all look like together. So we've got like this cute little landscape one, Santa Claus, and this like animal tree one. This is one of my favorite paintings. It's so cute. So I'm just going to work on packaging those up. Oh, and then I've also got, so now that I've got them all opened, this is the other card pack. It's kind of a set of landscape cards. So they're all inspired by the Blue Ridge Mountains, because I live in North Carolina. This one with the rhododendrons is one of my favorites. So I'm going to work on packaging all of these up and probably listen to an audiobook while I do it. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I go through so many audiobooks when I'm working. I have been listening to a lot of middle grade books recently. I think the one I'm listening to right now, it's a series called The Magisterium, I want to say. That might just be the first book, but it's by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare, and it's a book series that I never read as like a young teenager, but it is so good. And something I like to do while I'm working is I like to re-listen or listen to books that I read as a kid or never got the chance to read, and I remember seeing them on the bookshelves. So that's been so nice to have in the background, and there's so many good stories. Like another one I listened to recently was the Fablehaven series. I never read that as a kid, but I remember always seeing the covers and being like, oh, I have to read that. But they must have always been checked out at the library because I never read them. And I pretty much cleared out the fantasy section in my library. So I'm kind of just going back and reliving some childhood and listening to a lot of audiobooks. And my other go-to is always Harry Potter. And the new full cast editions came out, I think, this month. And those are amazing. This year, I'm trying to make a more concerted effort to be a better writer, and something that I've been doing to help that along is paying more attention to how other writers have written their stories, like their pacing, how much detail they put in, just some of their language. So I've been listening to a ton of books and as well as reading a ton of picture books. I'm hoping to illustrate my own fully author illustrated picture book in 2026. Um, this is a December vlog, but I'm editing and recording this voiceover in January. But so my goal for this year is to focus on developing my writing voice and just becoming more of a storyteller because I always tell people that I am, but I want to be better about that in writing form as well as in my illustrations. So that's just something that I'm working on, and I'm just reading a lot. Whenever I'm starting a sketch, I start really loose. So my go-to is always to do these big circles. So everything I draw ends up being a little on the chunky side, which I'm okay with because I always like the look of that anyway. So I'm just trying to find the form that I'm happy with, and the way I do that is a lot of scribbles. So these are some thumbnail sketches that I'm working on. Of course, I didn't do a very good job filming because my hand is in the way the whole time. Um, but I was just trying to figure out like the layout, how I wanted him to be carrying all these packages. And then I'm working on the more finalized drawing and just trying to cement like all the details so that way when I go to trace it and ink it, I really know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm working on, my dog is barking outside, so but I'm working on the sketch for the Kidlit postcard illustration that I want to do, and I want to do something a little bit simpler than like a whole piece. So I came up with this like badger carrying all of his like Christmas parcels or presents home from either like a successful shopping trip, or maybe he's like on the way to Christmas dinner or something with all of his goodies. But I just thought that it would be kind of like a cute little guy trudging through the snow, and then there's like a little bird friend following him along up there. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna trace it and ink it. I didn't end up filming the inking process for this because my camera was just not liking the light board light and how dark the surrounding was. So just pretend that we did that together. Um, but I usually ink things, whatever I'm illustrating the night before, and then the next day I'll paint it, and that gives the ink enough time to set up overnight and fully dry so I don't get any like smudges or anything like that. But I'm so happy with how this badger came out. I'm just kind of on a badger kick this year. I didn't realize it, but I drew two badgers in this video and one in the mural that I'm about to do. You'll see in a little bit. So I must really like badgers. It might be because I'm also reading Redwall, or I'm rereading Redwall and Constance the Badger in it. If you've ever read that book, she's a pretty good character. She's really funny. So maybe that's where all of this came from. But I think I'm definitely going to have to write a story to go along with this character. Everyone on social media seemed to really like him. So I think I'm definitely going to have to explore his story a little bit more. If you're interested in more stories from me, I am starting to post like short stories to go along with some of my illustrations on my Substack. It's called the Mossy Meadow Chronicles, and I've got two stories up right now about two dragons. And I would love if you guys went over and checked them out. And if you're interested in more storytelling from me, go ahead and follow my Substack or subscribe to my newsletter. I'm going to try and post one every single month, and as well as other behind the scenes content and just like other things. I want to focus on more long form media. So I'm choosing to do that either on YouTube and on Substack. So if that's interesting to you, head over there. This is the third year that I've done an interactive mural like this for Sawtooth. It's for the Spotlight holiday market that they have every December. Sawtooth is the nonprofit art center that I teach classes and workshops at. I teach most afternoons and Saturday mornings, and I absolutely love it. It's the best place ever. I'm a little biased, but I think it's amazing. And this is the third year they've asked me to do this kind of like a just a big coloring sheet for all the kids who come to the market to color on and kind of just have fun. So my idea was to do this like winter wonderland scene with Sawtooth's building as like the center point of it. Obviously, it's fantasy because Sawtooth is not in the middle of snowy mountains and woods. It's in downtown Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And I wanted to make sure that I captured the iconic shape of the building. It's called Sawtooth because the outside of the building looks like saw or a saw. So always have to include that. And I'm so happy with how it came out. I decided last minute to add this little owl in the sky. I just thought that this part was missing something and I hadn't done a creature in the sky yet. So I went ahead and quickly added one of those in. But this weekend was such a whirlwind. I didn't really get a whole lot of clips during it, so I'm just going to kind of go over it now. But it was amazing. I had the Sawtooth Spotlight Holiday Market on Saturday, and then Sunday I had Boylan Heights Art Walk in Raleigh, and they were incredible. Thank you everyone who came out and saw us. It was just absolutely just so busy and packed with people. It was just amazing. So thank you so much for your guys' support. At both events, I was able to be next to my mom, who's also an artist. She's been doing glass and metal um, work for the past, I think, 15 years now, and she's decided to retire from that style of art. She's going to do something else, but it was really nice to spend her last two markets side by side. So that was super nice. The mural came out amazing. It's always so much fun to see all the little additions everyone puts into it and all the coloring. So that was awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.